Hey guys, what's going on? It's Mr. G. What we're going to be doing today is trying something new. These are videos that I love watching on YouTube. This is a YuGiOh deck profile. And the deck that I'm specifically teaching you guys how to use and build today is Skull Servants. Now, the whole archetype of Skull Servant really revolves around this one guy, King of the Skull Servant. He's your boss monster for the deck. His effect reads, the original attack of this card becomes the number of King of the Skull Servants and Skull Servant cards in your graveyard times 1,000. If this card was to be destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can banish one other King of the Skull Servant or Skull Servant card and special summon this back to the field. Now, that is not a hard number of times. You can do that as many times as you like. So let me take you through the deck real quick, show you what we're playing, and then we'll show you some test hands and how things can actually work. Firstly, 3 King of the Skull Servants. Have to. He's the boss monster of the deck. The whole thing revolves around getting him out and keeping him out as long as you can. You can actually OTK your opponent on your second turn with this if you have the right hand. Next up is the OG, just the Skull Servant. A normal monster, not a lot of attack, not a lot of defense. It really just serves purpose to get to the graveyard and stay there to help beef him up. Next we got White Prince. White Prince is so essential to this deck. White Prince's effect reads as follows. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send 1 Skull Servant and 1 Lady in White from your hand and or deck to the graveyard. So when he gets pitched to the graveyard for whatever reason, you can send a Skull Servant and a Lady in White, which both also count as Skull Servants in the graveyard, which again is great for just beefing this guy up. His second effect is that you can take him and 2 other Skull Servants from the graveyard and banish, and you can special summon a Skull Servant directly from the deck. Next we got White Princess. By the way, these are all 3 ofs. So we got 3 White Princesses. This card's name becomes Skull Servant while it's in the graveyard. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 White Prince from the deck to the graveyard. During either player's turn, you can discard this card from your hand or field, and all monsters on the field lose attack and defense equal to their level/rank times 300. Essentially, what you want to do is normal summon her, send out to the graveyard him, in which case you'll get a Skull Servant and a Lady in White and send them to the graveyard. Then you can also activate their effect, the White Princess's effect, to essentially lower all monsters on the field attack by their level times 300 while also sending this to the graveyard. So what it does is actually, because this goes to the graveyard, it'll increase this King of the Skull Servant by 1,000 and then minus 300. So you're actually just plus 700 to the attack. Next up we got the Lady in White. The Lady in White's effect is face up level 3 or lower zombie type monsters you control, except the Lady in White, cannot be destroyed by battle and are unaffected by the effects of spells and traps. This card also becomes Skull Servant in the graveyard. So she's really great to have out when you want to protect any of these while they're on the field. Most of these won't be on the field. It's mainly to protect King of the Skull Servants, but she definitely helps to have out. We also got 3 White Mares. Card becomes Skull Servant while in the graveyard. Now, the really cool effect of this is you can discard this and either pull another White Mare or Skull Servant that's been banished into the graveyard, or you can special summon either one of these, the King of the Skull Servant or the Lady in White, by discarding. So you'll never really see White Mare on the field. It's mainly just to discard to retrieve or discard to special summon. So even if they get banished, you can bring them back. The last of the White/Skull Servant archetype monsters is a 3 of White Baking, which the art of this is just really fucking dope. It's literally a Skull Servant cooking hot dogs. Like, it's dope. This card becomes Skull Servant in the graveyard. If a level 3 or lower zombie monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can discard this card instead. So he's a free protection for any single one of these cards, because none of these monsters are higher than level 3. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 2 monsters with different names from your deck to your hand, except White Baking, that are considered Skull Servant or specifically list Skull Servant, and then you discard. So let's say someone was about to kill my King of the Skull Servant. I can discard this, bring these two to my hand, and I have to discard again. So I will discard this White Prince to get a Skull Servant and a Lady in white, and then I will also activate the effect of White Princess. So that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instant 5k attack for him. It's ridiculous. It's kind of nuts. So this is what I'm saying is if you have the right cards, you really can OTK your opponent on your second turn. So now we'll go to the other monsters that are in the deck that sort of just help support this play style. We got 2 Unizombies. Unizombies effect. You can target one face-up monster on the field, discard a card, and if you do, increase that target's level by 1. The second part of the effect is you can pitch one card from your deck to the graveyard to do the same thing, to increase the level. Typically, you'll only increase the level of this card. It's typically to get something from your hand to the graveyard and from the deck, because you can use both effects in the same turn, which is really dope. Curie Bandit, literally Karibo as a bandit. Pretty cool. All it does is when it's normal summoned, at the end of the turn, you contribute it to excavate 5 cards and bring a spell or trap to your hand and put the rest in the graveyard. Just another way to get some extra cards in the graveyard. We got 2 Mathematicians. Mathematician, when this card is normal summoned, send 1 level 4 or lower monster from your deck to the graveyard. When this card is destroyed by battle, draw 1. So it's just get a little extra draw power and still pitch into the graveyard. And last, we have a one of, and that's Mizuki. Now, Mizuki is typically seen in a lot of other zombie decks. When it gets sent to the graveyard, you can banish it to special summon 1 zombie. So, it just helps. Because let's say if Curie Bandit accidentally pitched out a King of the Skull Servants to the graveyard, but also with Mizuki, you can just special summon it right back to the field. Next, we'll move on to the spells. Playing 2 Allure of Darkness, just for some extra draw power. Draw 2, banish 1 dark monster. We're not worried about banishing a dark monster because we can bring a good amount of them back with White Baking, White Mare. We can bring a good amount of them back with White Mare or different effects to help remove. Playing 2 MSTs just to pop back row. Try to... You gotta have some sort of defense in here, You gotta play a 1-for-1. Send 1 monster from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon 1 from your hand or deck. Really dope. Foolish Burial. Just send a card. Send a monster from the deck to the graveyard. That's it. Destruction. Get rid of your whole hand and draw the same number of cards, which is really dope for just sending your... literally sending your entire hand to the graveyard if you have a lot of Skull Servant cards, and then just picking up a brand new hand. 1, Called by the Grave, just to stop hand traps. Monster Gate, tribute 1 monster, excavate cards from the top of the deck until you excavate a monster that can be normal or special summoned, and then special summon it. 1 Pot of Extravagance, just for some extra draw power, and I only have 6 extra deck monsters that are just random Xyz and fusion monsters. I also only have just the 1 Pot of Extravagance, and then just 1 trap, Dark Bribe, just for some negates. So I'll get into some test hands physically, and then I'll show you virtually on YuGiOh Pro what a duel with this deck would look like. Alright, so we're here in YuGiOh Pro. We're going against an AI right now, but I'll show you how this works. So this is our first hand. So we got the turn to go first, right? So what I'm going to do right off the bat, normal summon Unizombie, send from the deck to increase his level by 1. I'll send a White Prince. White Prince will activate and send 2 more with him. I'll send the Skull Servant from my hand and a Lady in White. And then I'll also discard so that'll be the first hand, right? Pass turn, he can do some crazy stuff. He can not do some crazy stuff. Boom. So he's gonna normal summon 2 cards. Boom. Boom. Now, and then he's gonna XC summon. So we just got a pretty decent hand, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna activate White Prince. All right, we're gonna send these 2 out. Special summon a Skull Servant. King of the Skull Servants. And because now in our grave, the only thing that we have in there that's a Skull Servant is another King of the Skull Servants. So what we're going to do is activate White Mare to return a Skull Servant from the banished pile, as well as send this. So now he just got up to 3,000. What I'll do now is normal summon her. They're probably going to kill her next turn, but not that worried about it. Just want to get this off the field. But see, look, that trap was supposed to flip him down too, but she was the only one who got affected. That actually even works out better because now she's not going to die, hopefully, next turn. So he's just going to normal summon. He's not going to attack because he already knows the defense of this. So we're going to Allure of Darkness. Draw 2. Banish that. We'll attack. Boom. That's it. He's going to normal summon a Pendulum Monster. So Smashing Ground, destroy one face-up card that has the highest defense of your opponent. So now, right here, White Baking is telling me, hey, you can activate this effect to avoid the destruction. So he'll go. The attack just got increased to 4,000. His effect to bring out 2 cards from the deck to my hand, which will be a White Prince and a White Princess, will activate. So I'll bring those both, and then I have to discard 1 card from my hand. Discard the White Prince, which it will activate its effect to bring 2 more with him. Now, what I'm going to do here is normal summon, which she'll send another White Prince. So I'll just activate this quick effect. Bottomless Trap Hole. If your opponent summons a monster with 1,500 or more attack, destroy that monster. Which it had 1,600, but because of the quick effect of the other White Princess, actually got lowered. So we'll do that again. And now look, all of that's in there. You have a level 1 monster with 9,400 attack. We're going to attack for game right now. Done. That was even really fast. I'll show you another one. All right, we're going to go second to start. We're going to normal summon Unizombie. Discard a Jackalope. Jackalope will come right back to the field. Or I can special summon. So we'll special summon Nessie out so that we have some defense. And then he's going to pop it. And we're going to send 1 from the deck, being White Prince. White Prince is going to take 2 with him. We activate White Prince's effect. Take 2 to banish. Special summon out. Now look at this. We have 2 White Mares. So we're gonna send a Skull Servant with 1 and then special summon a Lady in White here. So now none of these can be affected by spells or traps or destroyed by battle except her. Remember, because now it was only her that happened. So let's take a 13 from Unizombie. Alright. Now Unizombie's effects aren't just 1 per turn. You can use a Unizombie's effect as many times as you want. In which case, I'll pull out another one. Discard. And then we'll send from the deck another White Prince. Boom. Send 2. Banish 3. Bring my boy right back out. With 5k now. 31. 13. Done. Go to the next turn. We'll see what's going on. They're gonna unexpected die to normal summon 1 from the deck. Rescue Rabbit. Lightning Chidori. Gonna get rid of it. Alright, let's see. And we got it right back. All we're gonna do is attack it now. And that's game. Hey guys, we appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys. Let us know if you like this new type of thing that we're doing here. Yu-Gi-Oh has always been a big thing that I've been into, and I have many decks that are built live and virtually. So if you want to see more live content with Yu-Gi-Oh, let me know. If you want to see more virtual, let me know. If you want to see more things like this where it's mixed, where we start off with showing you the physical deck and then we show you a virtual deck and how it works, let me know. Comment on it, tweet us, follow us on Instagram, everything. Linktree/NegroJump. We love you guys. Later.